Good morning, everyone.
Good morning again.
Let me express my appreciation for your patience because I know that some of you have been waiting for quite a bit of time. So, without any further delay, we will commence. Mrs. Sharon Persa, Public Relations Officer, Hummingbirds Association. Dr. Kimberly Martin, who is covering the desk of the Senior Medical Officer, while Dr. Mrs. Oldman. Mrs. Nadine Anderson Lawrence, Director of Nursing Services. Mrs. Maureen Young Sewell, Deputy Director of Nursing Services. Ms. Kamisha Thomas, Hospital Administrator. Mr. and Mrs. Edmond, who are both representing Mr. Patrick Anlan, Jamaican Consulate in the Bahamas. Ms. Denise James, our Human Resource Manager. Ms. Debbie Lee Hamilton, our Public Procurement Officer. Mr. Dylan Bryden, our Chief Orderly. Ms. Shani Williams, our Customer Service Officer. And media representative. A warm St. Thomas, good morning. How are we feeling this morning? Good. And also the brother to be here, of Mrs. Cooper. It is my pleasure this morning to share the official handing over ceremony for the donation of medical equipment, specifically a vital signs monitor and hospital bed mattresses to the Princess Margaret Hospital on behalf of the Hummingbirds Association. The Princess Margaret Hospital opened in 1955, continues to provide excellent clinical service to the population of St. Thomas, Eastern Portland, and Eastern St. Andrew. And just to say that we serve approximately 120,000 persons. They deliver quality healthcare services relies heavily on partnerships such as this, as our budgetary allocation is never enough to offset all that is needed. And so we are very grateful for NGOs such as the Hummingbirds Association, who sees it fit to partner with an institution like Princess Margaret Hospital. And to be honest with you, I recall when Ms. Hamilton introduced me to Mrs. Cooper some months ago, and Mrs. Cooper expressed her intent to donate things to the hospital. She ensured that she stayed the course, and that today we are now seeing the reality of those efforts. At this time, I'm going to invite our acting senior medical officer, Dr. Kimberly Martin, to come and to extend welcome. Please extend a warm welcome to her.
Thank you, Ms. Linton. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Ms. Linton did a very good job at individually acknowledging everybody, and so I will proceed with all protocols observed. Good morning. Again, it is indeed always my pleasure to take part in ceremonies like these as it relates to Princess Margaret Hospital. For persons who know me, they know that I am a daughter of the soil, and so Princess Margaret is dear and near to my heart. And with that said, we are really grateful that you consider us as a part of your hospitals to which you will donate items, right? We are always in need, as Ms. Linton pointed out just now, and the vital signs monitor and the mattresses that you are this morning here to hand over will definitely serve our patients, our clients very, very well. And for that, I want to say thank you. This will also continue when we talk, it will be a part of how we deliver our quality and standard of care that we always try to maintain, all right? And so I know that the journey was long this morning, Mrs. Cooper, and I know that you guys are coming from far. And I just want to say a warm St. Thomas Princess Margaret welcome to you guys and to everybody who has made it here this morning to witness this event. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to echo the sentiment of Dr. Martin that I was a product of the soil as well. I'm very happy about that. I was born on that very low, and I'm really in this institution. resolution. So it is indeed a pleasure, Dr. Martin. The hospital, as I indicated, serves approximately 190,000 persons. We are a type C facility on paper, but our practice reflects more of a type B, and I'm going to share with you some of the services that are extended. So we have an accident and emergency department. We have obstetrics and gynecology. Dr. Martin heads that firm. We have general surgery. We have general medicine, to include endoscopy and colonoscopy. And just to share that Princess Margaret Hospital is one of the few hospitals that provide internal medicine. Wow. So for a little hospital in the parish of St. Thomas, we're doing big things. Awesome. Pediatric services, lab services, X-ray services, psychiatry and guidance, child guidance, as well as a pharmacy. But the pharmacy is managed by the National Health Fund. So as I said, despite being a type C, we are actually operating as a type B facility. It is especially significant to note that Princess Margaret Hospital serves persons as far as Westmoreland. I recall having a discussion with Dr. Widow, and he said to me that, Ms. Winter, you know, I have a patient who travels from Westmoreland just to come here to ensure that she gets internal medicine care, because the services are not so extended, you know, across the nation, and so we really need to commend the staff for continuing to provide high quality care and ensure that it's at the highest level. At this time, because I think as all events, there is a big man that must be present, and that big man is above, right? And so we're going to ask the hospital administration at this time to come and to invoke the presence of our Lord.
Enter into the gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name. For the Lord is good, his steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. Let us stand for prayer. Most righteous and loving Father, we come before you giving thanks and praise to you, O God. Thank you for your amazing power and continuous work in our lives. Thank you for your goodness and for your blessings over us, because without you, we are nothing. Thank you that you are able to bring hope even through the toughest of times, strengthening us for your purpose. Thank you for the great love and care, for all the generosity that you have given to this institution, especially in times of need. Oh Lord, the reason why we are here, Lord, is because without you, our donors, and the blessing that you have bestowed upon them, oh Lord, without you, we will not be gathered here today. Thank you that you are always with us and will never leave us, for your incredible sacrifice, so that we might have freedom and life. At this time, Lord, I put before you these donors, that you continue to bless them, continue to fill their cups so that we never run dry. Glorious and blessed Father, we place before you this hospital and ourselves in your hand. Anoint our creativity, our ideas, our energy, so that even in the smallest task, that it might bring you honor. Father, when we are challenged, continue to guide us. When we are weary, energize us. May the work that we do and all that we do bring hope, life, and courage to all with whom we interact at this institution. Continue to bless the management, Lord, with relevant wisdom and discernment, our employees and physicians with commitment and compassion, our patients and their families with courage and strength. Father, forgive us. Forgive us when we do not give thanks enough for who you are, and for all that you do, for all that you have given. Help us to set our eyes on our hearts on you afresh, renew our spirits. Fill us with your peace and joy. Father, we love you and need you this day and forever.
Amen. I want to speak a little about our family care conference, an initiative of the hospital which allows for communication between the managing firms and the relatives of family. It is a structured system where persons can come in and they can make appointments. And what we recognize is that through this facility, Relatives are able to hear what is happening regarding the management of their relatives. They can raise their concerns so that the doctors can give clarity, because as you know, sometimes the busyness of the institution does not allow for the doctors to sit down all the time and to provide daily updates. But through this formal system, families are now able to sit down, to hear what is happening with their family, to express their concerns, and to help them address. And it is our hope that through this initiative, we will see a great reduction in the number of complaints that we receive, because communication is always confident. At this time, it is my pleasure to invite Mrs. Cooper to come and to bring us greetings and to share with us also an overview of the Hummingbirds Association. All right, please extend a warm welcome.
Well, again, good morning, everyone. And it is my pleasure to be here. It is my greater pleasure to represent an association, the Hummingbirds Association, an association of Jamaicans resident in the Bahamas, an association that has been in existence since 1978 and is this year 45 years old. So it's 45 years of serving you, serving Jamaica, and serving the Jamaican community, the Jamaican diaspora in the Bahamas, and also giving service to the Bahamas. We are now a registered nonprofit, registered by the government of the Bahamas to continue community service. And a major part of our objective is to network Jamaicans living in the Bahamas together, and also to mobilize us to reach out in charity to public and quasi-public institutions, as well as individuals and families in the institution. And so we've been doing that for the past 45 years. And in recent years, we have developed a keen interest in healthcare. And it is not the subtotal of what we do, but it is a major part of our interest. And so we are involved also in education through donations to schools. We are also in social development. So we are interested in the children's homes, the homes for the elderly. We also have interest in the area of sports. In fact, we were born in the Bahamas by the incoming Jamaica Carifta team to the Bahamas years ago, when there was the first Carifta Games held in the Bahamas in 1978. The athletes arrived without their gears. Their gears were misplaced. And so interested Jamaicans got together and said, no, we can't have this. They're going to win, and they're going to win in style. So they went and got gears and gave it to the incoming team. And so the Hummingbirds was born. And from then it has grown and blossomed into a wide-reaching organization, totally voluntary. We receive no funding from governments or any other entity, just driven by a passion to serve. And so we're delighted to be here. With respect to healthcare, we've done the Bustamante Children's Hospital with auditory equipment, KPH with emergency equipment, Port Maria Hospital in St. Mary with an incubator for babies, St. Anne's Bay Hospital with an ECG machine. 2 years ago, we were as far as Savannah Lamar Hospital with also an ECG and an infant monitor, which monitors the baby's heart rate in the womb. And then this year, we are here to both Black River, to which we donated $1 million worth of equipment. Our procedure is to reach out to your regional health authorities, and we ask them to identify a needy hospital in the region. Thereafter, we communicate with the CEO, hence I communicated with you, Ms. Linton, and we request a needs list stating the things that you need. And I'm pleased to announce that this year, for Black River Hospital, we were able to donate everything on their needs list. And I'm also pleased to announce that this year we were able to donate to Princess Margaret Hospital, your hospital, everything that was on your needs list. And so that is a big growth for us, and we're looking forward to doing even better next year. So we plan to go around to the various regions. So I guess we will circle around and come back to to Princess Margaret. Probably not in the so near future, but eventually we'll get back around to you. Our vision is to, in terms of diaspora outreach, well, it's our vision, it's strongly my vision, is that we think that the Jamaican diaspora around the world should take a strategic approach to donating to Jamaica. And it should be needs-based rather than just sentimental. So you don't get, oh, I'm from St. Thomas and Princess Margaret is my hospital, so I'm going to give. No, we want it to be needs-based so that we can approach a more equitable assistance as needed throughout the country. And so hence we're here today, and I want passionately to express our gratitude to you, the healthcare givers, for the work you do, the miracles you perform, and for the awesome job that Princess Margaret is doing for what you said, a C hospital, operating as a hospital from what I heard you say. The amount of things that you are, oh my goodness, awesome internal medicine, tremendous, tremendous. And so we applaud you and we encourage you to continue. Nurses, heads of departments, our chief medical officer, and acting chief, well, listen to me, when you're acting, you eat. For doing the sterling job you're doing, for administrators such as yourselves, for the work that you do. Please be encouraged. Please continue. You have people who have your back. Okay? And so we really want it, and I want to thank so much our media coverage. The importance for the presence of media is not just to show off. It is so that we have visual evidence of our donations. So when people give money and you say we're doing this with it, that you can be accountable and say this is where the money went, with a view for them to give more. Okay? And so, sir, your presence here is very much necessary, and we do thank you so much. And so we do hope that the equipment here, I would say the value of perhaps $250,000, $250,000 of worth of equipment. It doesn't look a lot, but valuable per unit, okay? And so this year, the Hummingbirds has done probably $1.3 million worth of equipment for a small, non-funded organization. And so we're thankful to God, and thank you for the prayers and the covering that you gave us, because we need it so much. And we project and we pray to God that we'll be connected with big money, because it's like diffusion or osmosis, a little science that we do, that we want to move wealth from areas where it exists to areas where it doesn't exist. And so we are mobilizers. And so it's our pleasure. And thank you for the very warm welcome, the very nice setting here. And we will, we have boots on the ground. We have persons who lived in the Bahamas who are living here. And we'll ask them periodically just to visit the hospitals, visit to see how efficient the equipment is serving over the years. So again, Ms. Linton and staff and everyone, thank you for having the Hummingbirds Association. And I'm open for questions. If any media house is here or anyone wants to ask questions, I'm open for questions. Yes, sir.
What's the purpose of the equipment?
Okay, I think that is going to be best answered by our medical personnel, the importance of a vital signs monitor. And I invite you to.
A vital signs monitor is very, very important in our day-to-day practice as physicians, as nurses. It has a blood pressure cuff, right? And of course, it's important. This is it's a part of our daily routine. We have every patient who's on the ward gets their vital signs checked every morning. And it includes blood pressure, pulse rate, and oxygen saturation, right? So there's an oxygen monitor attached here as well that is attached to the patient's finger and tells us if the patient's oxygen levels are good or not, so we can know how to intervene. So essentially, this monitor is something that I would consider almost like our lifeline, technically, you know, as we practice on a day-to-day basis. And it will help us to assess our patients and intervene in a timely manner if there are any figures or results that we get from this machine that is off with our patient, we can intervene and save a life. Essentially what this is. Very, very small and it looks very unassuming, but it's a very powerful piece of equipment that is very, very necessary in our daily practice.
Yes,
So
for diagnostic. You are indeed welcome. And we were asked about the mattresses. We were asked specifically for, I guess the mattresses are specialized for hospital beds, because the mobile beds that move up and down and the mattresses have to. And something I think I read in the description with the texture of the
Body fluids can penetrate.
Okay, yes, so it's basically waterproof. So it's not just mattress, it's specialized dresses, okay? Yes, fantastic. Just to say that to Black River, we gave nebulizers, there were digital baby scales, digital column scales for adults, suction bottles, suction equipment, huh? Yes, right. You heard about it. Okay, right. And then we also gave to the Bahamas. And over the past 3 years, we've given wheelchairs, oximeters, glucometers, nebulizers, examination lamps. We also did to Black River, and also a hospital-grade medical cart, 200 bins to move to the road around from bed to bed, and a CPAP machine was our latest donation to them. So we actually sourced it outside and brought it in. And we want to say thanks also to the Ministry of Health for allowing us a tax waiver on equipment that is sourced here. We go through one of your company's medical links, medical equipment company, and they source the equipment for us and have it sent over or collected by the hospital. So we prefer to do that than to bring in, to import ourselves. And we want to engage the Jamaican corporate community as well into what we do. Okay? So God bless, and want to say a big thank you to the sister of Mr. Patrick Hanlon. I just can't leave without saying a word about him. He's retired now, and he has been succeeded by Mrs. Doneth Cartwright, an attorney at law who is now the current honorary consul. But Mr. Hanlon served as honorary consul for 40 odd years. Yes. And not only that, Mr. Hanlon is one of the founding members of the Hummingbirds Association from 1978. And so when we announced we were giving this year, he says, "You cannot leave out my home." He is also a son of St. Thomas. And he said, "Don't forget my hospital." And so that is how we did both hospitals this year. And so we stand in his shadow, and we're very proud of him, the direction, the service, sacrificial service that he has given to the Jamaican community in the Bahamas. And so he called and said, "My sister lives in St. Thomas, so please include." And so I was delighted to call and for you to be here with your husband. Yes, to stand for him. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. And again, thanks.
Again, I want to express my immense gratitude to the Hummingbirds Association for its tremendous work. And I want to also congratulate you on your 45th anniversary. You know, that's a big deal, very big deal, Mrs. Cooper. I know Dr. Martin, she spoke about the vital sign monitor, and I will just zoom in a little with the mattresses. So the hospital has a bed capacity of 129 beds. And the unfortunate thing, similar to other hospitals, is that we have the problem of social cases. So at present, on our main ward, of the 24 beds, 9 are permanently occupied by what we consider as permanent. Sorry, what we consider as social cases. I was just about to say, media house, I really want you to get this. Because you can appreciate that a ward having 24 beds, and 9 of those being permanently out, it will negatively impact on your ability to accommodate new admissions. And this causes for a ripple effect, especially at the accident and emergency department, because when you have new emergencies coming in, there is an inability to process persons and to move them to the respective.
Yes.
What that creates is an overcrowding and a burden on our already stressed staff.
Yes.
So if you visit the A&E now, you will recognize that 6 of our beds metro may be now occupied because the main ward cannot accommodate. And the unfortunate thing is that we are seeing this phenomenon where families take their relatives and they leave without any intent to come and pick them up when they are discharged. It is very distressing, to be honest with you, and it causes for added strain on the facility. We already have limited resources, and for us to be extending to persons who really should not be here because they are not in need of hospital care. I'm just pleading to our citizens, pleading and begging that we need to show a little bit more compassion and care for loved ones. We know sometimes family dynamics may not be ideal, but the good Lord asks us that we love each other as we love ourselves. And so we just want to ask that persons desist from taking their relatives and leaving them at the hospital. And we're asking for persons, if there's a genuine need for them to come, take them here. But when they are discharged, remain arrangements for them to be picked up. And so these 3 mattresses, Mrs. Cooper, will assist us to ensure that patients in need of hospital care, patients in need of admission can be accommodated when they present to the end. So a big, big thank you to the Hummingbirds Association. We have the bed frame to accommodate the mattresses. I'm going to invite our Director of Nursing Services, Mrs. Nani Anderson Lawrence, to come and to invoke the vote of thanks. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As the Director of Nursing Service of this noble institution, despite I'm not a daughter of the soil, I've spent time here. I was here even when Gilbert blew the park.
Wow.
Not at the hospital, but in St. Thomas. Yes. I'm very delighted to move the vote of thanks as our garden bloomed today with different roses. First, I must say thank you all for being here at the handing over of medical equipment by the Hummingbirds Association of Jamaica and the Bahamas. To the chairperson, our CEO, Miss Melissa Linton, who gave a brief history of this institution and what it entails. To Dr. K. Martin, you pop up in the garden at the right time, and your welcome was very great. Thanks to Ms. Thomas, you bloom in form of the lily of the valley. You brought the Creator in our midst. The lily swayed with your great power as you push, pray until something happens. And we know that God is near and He hears. To Miss Cooper, from the Hummingbird Association, who is serving Jamaica and the Bahamas. Thank you for 45 years of service to include health as one of the core parts in your association. We all know that birds love to be in the garden. We thank you for your generosity and for making this event as successful as we hope it will be. Please give our praise to Mr. Patrick and family who stand like a brave in this garden. To our media person, thank you for coming and sharing with us. I must say, you are a man of patience.
Thank you.
Thanks to all our supporters who took time out to share in this event. And I leave this quote with you. Gratitude is a quality similarly to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order to exist at all. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Kimberly Martin, Senior Medical Officer acting at the Princess Margaret Hospital. So it is always my pleasure to participate in and experience moments like these or days like these where we have persons who are passionate about their country, about the people of this country, and even better, who is passionate about donating to Princess Margaret Hospital. We are an institution to the east, sometimes forgotten, but I'm happy to know that we aren't forgotten today by the Hummingbird Association. And so I'd like to thank them wholeheartedly for their contributions today, and the equipment and supplies that have been presented to us will be of great help and in terms of our day-to-day activities at this hospital. We greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you and to continued partnership for the betterment of our patients and of our country. Thank you.
I'm Melissa Linton, Chief Executive Officer of the Princess Margaret Hospital. And today it is my immense pleasure to accommodate the Hummingbird Association of the Bahamas. We are grateful for the donation of a vital sign monitor and also mattresses. Surely these equipment will enhance the quality and timeliness of care provided to our patients. We are grateful that Princess Margaret Hospital was selected this year as one of the facilities to benefit from their donation, from their volunteerism. I also want to commend the Hummingbird Association on their 45th anniversary and to just pray that God will continue to bless them so that they can continue partnerships such as these. I am sure the staff will take care of these donations and that our patients in general will benefit greatly from this today. Thank you.
Sharon Purser Cooper. I am Jamaican, hailing from the great St. Mary, Highgate St. Mary, a daughter of the St. Mary High School, and then on to tertiary education here in Jamaica. I'm grateful to my country for making me who I am, all the way up to a master's degree at the University of the West Indies, and 2 scholarships for music from the Jamaican government and from the Jamaican people. And that is why I and others of us in the diaspora serve our country, because our country has given more than we can ever repay. So again, Sharon Purser Cooper, and I'm here today with my brother, Leslie Purser, and we do this out of respect and in honor of our parents, Lloyd and Daisy Purser, who taught us how to give and were themselves public servants. On behalf of the Hummingbirds Association, we are delighted to present $1.3 million worth of equipment this year to Jamaica, both to the Princess Margaret Hospital here in Mulat Bay, St. Thomas, as well as to the Black River Hospital in St. Elizabeth. It is our pleasure as we celebrate 45 years of existence, 45 years of serving the Jamaican community in the Bahamas, as well as our home country and our host country, the Bahamas. It is our pleasure so to do. We want to say a thanks to all who made this possible, to our donors in the Bahamas, those who gave little and those who gave much, those who gave of their time and their energies. So I represent a great executive body of the Hummingbirds Association, led by Mr. George Hay, Hazel Burke, and other persons such as our great Tamika Walker, Mrs. Pert Thompson, and the great Miss Dillon, and Mr. Spence, hardworking executive members. And so I stand here just echoing what they would wish to say to the Princess Margaret Hospital and to our homeland, Jamaica. We are proud to be here today, and we express thanks to the healthcare givers in this country, the greatest people on earth, for the mammoth work they do despite the limitations, their work to save lives and to give quality health care to our people. Hummingbirds Association is delighted to partner with them. We want to continue, and so we make an appeal to the global Jamaican diaspora to network with us so that we can have a strategic approach that is needs-based to outreach in our home country. And so we, again, are very happy to be here, and we want to say thanks to the media houses for coming to give coverage with a view to encouraging further benevolence from our donors. It's great to be here in sweet Jamaica, looking out on the beautiful ocean out there, one of the most beautiful ocean stretches in the world, in beautiful St. Thomas. And so, just again, delighted to be here.
And next time you come to St. Thomas, daily update.